Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving into how a tiny island nation is making some huge waves in the global AI race. This is the story of how Barbados is strategically building its own powerful AI ecosystem. And you know what? It might just give us a glimpse into the future of innovation.
Okay, to really get a sense of what we're talking about here, just think about this number. The entire population of Barbados is about 282,000 people. That's like a single neighborhood in a big city. In a tech world dominated by absolute giants, this small nation strategy is a really fascinating look at what ingenuity can do.
So that's the big question, right? How does a nation like this even begin to compete? I mean, they can't outspend or outhire the massive tech companies, so they have to outthink them. So, what's their playbook?
Well, the answer is all about making a really smart and honestly, a totally necessary pivot. This isn't just about chasing the latest tech fad, it's a direct response to some major pressures that were threatening the entire economy.
You see, a few things happened recently that really shook things up. The pandemic hit their tourism-dependent economy hard, and then new global tax rules put the pressure on their financial sector. It basically created this moment where they had to decide, innovate or get left behind. It was an existential choice, really.
Okay, so if you're going to build a whole digital economy from the ground up, how do you even start? Well, Barbados didn't just hang up a sign and hope for the best. Nope. They got strategic and built the actual foundational pillars needed to attract and grow tech startups.
First off, and this is brilliant, they basically turned their sovereignty into a competitive advantage. They created what's called a regulatory sandbox. Think of it like a safe harbor for innovation, letting startups in really complex fields like FinTech and HealthTech test their ideas without getting buried in red tape. It's a huge signal to the world that says, hey, we're open for business, bring your bold ideas here.
And then there's the second pillar, the Trident ID. And honestly, this is a total game changer. It solves one of the biggest headaches for AI, especially in emerging economies, getting your hands on clean, reliable data. This system literally takes a world of messy paperwork and turns it into smooth digital services. It's the high-quality fuel that these AI startups absolutely need to run.
All right, so with that foundation set, you start to see a new breed of entrepreneurs emerge. So let's meet some of the pioneers who are actually on the ground, building the future of AI in Barbados.
Take MedRegis, for example. It's the perfect story of this evolution. It was founded by Dale Trotman, and the company got its start by solving a pretty common problem, digitizing all those paper records in healthcare. But, and this is the key, they didn't stop there. They kept pushing. First, they brought in telemedicine, and now they're doing something truly groundbreaking. They're working with Scopium AI to pilot a system that can actually predict life-threatening heart problems just from basic triage data. Incredible.
And then you've got a company like Alty. They're in FinTech, but they're not just making another banking app. No way. They're totally rethinking what banking even feels like for a generation that lives on social media. They call it social banking.
So what does that actually mean? Well, they're using some seriously sophisticated conversational AI to let you manage your money, even crypto, just by chatting on apps you already use, like WhatsApp or Telegram. The AI is the magic behind the curtain. It's verifying who you are, making sure everything's secure, and even sniffing out potential fraud. And the best part, this isn't just a local thing. They're now exporting this technology to other emerging markets.
And get this, it's not just private companies innovating. The government itself has become this engine for innovation. Instead of, hiring expensive consultants, they have this super clever model. They find a problem, they release the relevant data, all anonymized of course, and then they basically crowdsource an AI solution from data scientists all over the world. It's a total win-win. They solve a real national issue, and at the same time, they find and nurture amazing local talent.
And believe me, this model works. It's exactly how Team Macho came to be. They're a startup that was literally born out of one of these competitions. And what problem are they solving? A huge one that the big tech giants have just completely ignored for years. Building speech recognition AI that can actually understand the unique accents and dialects you hear across the Caribbean.
Okay, but let's be real. A journey like this is never a straight line. It's not all easy. For any tech scene to really take off, you need two things, money and people. And when it comes to capital and talent, Barbados is up against some pretty unique challenges.
The local founders have a name for it, the scared capital paradox. Here's the deal. Barbados is a place where billions of dollars in global wealth are parked. But when it comes to local investors, they tend to be pretty risk-averse. They'd rather put their money in something safe, like real estate, instead of taking a chance on a high-growth tech startup. This creates what they call a capital desert, right at home, and it forces these brilliant founders to look overseas for funding.
And the money problem is just one piece of the puzzle. They're also fighting a constant battle with brain drain. Their top university grads often get snapped up by companies in the US and Canada. On top of that, they don't have major data centers on the island, which creates issues. And then there's something called pilot purgatory, where a startup gets stuck doing endless demo projects, but can't land the big, full-scale contracts they need to actually grow.
All right, so we've seen the strategy, we've met the pioneers, and we've looked at the hurdles. So what's the big picture here? What can other small countries learn from what Barbados is doing?
What's really crucial to understand is that Barbados has essentially created a powerful playbook for other small nations. The lesson isn't about being big, it's about being smart. It's about using your sovereignty as a weapon, focusing your AI efforts on solving your country's biggest problems, and having the government step up to be that all-important first customer to get the ball rolling.
And all this leaves us with one final, and I think pretty provocative thought. What if the future of applied AI, the AI that actually solves real-world problems for real people, what if that future isn't being forged in Silicon Valley? What if it's being built in small, smart, and incredibly strategic nations just like Barbados?
And just a quick heads up, we put this explainer together using a mix of manual and AI-powered research, so we always recommend you verify the details for yourself.